12.
Okay. Okay, before I start, you guys should go to the playlist. The last class we had on quadratic revision, I didn't upload it on time because there was an issue retrieving the file from the camera, and we just figured that out this morning. We just rectified the problem with exporting the video. So I just posted the video since February 1st, so apologies for that. So today we would, and then in the caption of the video, I put some links. Please make sure you click on those links to go to the website where you can find Worksheet. I promised to send it across to you, and I guess I was just, being lazy over the holidays. Sorry about that. So I put a lot of links, how to factorize problems on maybe x squared plus 2x plus 3. Okay, then problems on maybe 6x squared minus x minus 5. So this is when a is 1, this is when a is not 1. There are different worksheets and a general problem comprising of both in exam style. There are about 8 different links I put there for different categories of worksheets. I will advise you to please download them from, of course they are not my paperwork, download them from those websites, and it will make you understand better the revision we did and subsequent applications, please. Today, we will be looking at graph of inequalities. We're looking at graph of inequalities, and I wanted to show you how we can actually use technology to understand it. But the system wouldn't let us do that, unfortunately. So hopefully the IT can fix it before tomorrow for us, then I'll be able to show you what I intend showing you. However, if any of you wishes to go ahead of the class, I've posted the links already on your Edmodo folder. So if you go to Edmodo folder, the latest folder says, I think, inequality and linear programming, something like that. That's the latest folder on your Edmodo share folder, okay? So if you click on it, there will be lots of links. Some of them are like games, some of them are questions. So the system gives you an inequality, you draw the graph. Once your graph is correct, it should be correct on the screen. And there is another one you can put in the inequality and the graph will be plotted and the necessary side will be shaded. So please check that link is on the Edmodo already. So maybe what we can just do is to see how we do it manually, but when you use technology it will be easier. I also might bring computer tomorrow morning so that as I'm doing mine you can also do yours and you can use some other time to do your worksheets. Is that understood? Okay. So what is the main objective? So that we don't forget. Today will just be single variable. I wouldn't go to double variable inequality graph. Unless as an extension, I may add that. So I'll ask the question first. X plus y is equal to 12. Okay, let me start from here. X is equal to 2. I want someone to come and give me the sketch. Y is equal to -1. Pick any one you want. X plus y maybe is equal to 5. And about 2x minus y is equal to 4. Anyone? I need sketch of what this will look like. Who wants to try and which one? Alright, come on, sketch it for me. So basically show me the XY coordinates and show me what that graph looks like.
Make a detailed graphic just like
No, just No detailed graph.
X equals 2 is here.
Okay, so what would the x is equal to 2 graph looks like? Okay.
This is X equals 2.
That's excellent. Yeah, that makes sense. Any other person? Which one? Come on. The first one is right. Anika, you're in here. Try. Come on. It doesn't have to be perfect. Any of the remaining 3. That's right. No need to even write the label there. That's correct. Now we have 2 more. Who wants to try? Who wants to try? I'll help you halfway. I'm nice, right?
That's a lot of help.
That's a lot of help. Come on.
I can help that.
Come on, give me some credit for that.
Can I try the third one?
Which one?
The third one.
Yeah, come on, try it.
No, I want to do the third one.
All right, just try.
Wait, so. Right? This is correct. Minus x is 5. Minus x is here, so.
What are you?
It's making a straight
Oh, okay.
line. Just like this, right?
Okay, so can you put the coordinates, for example?
This one is 5.
And the other one?
Because
Make sure you do not go to the casino, because if you guess and you guess right, you probably steal all their money. Yeah, that's 507. Please don't go to the casino.
Behind you.
All right, that's right. So last one, who wants to try? Who wants to try the last one?
What?
Nobody needs this one. That is Brian. It's okay. You don't need to write too much. What is that?
I'm just trying to get what X is and Y. Is that okay? No?
But you're putting it already on the graph, so maybe you work it elsewhere. I just need to see the line. Quickly.
What?
Swap x and y and 4. Just swap y and 4 and then you got it.
Oh.
It's y equals to 2x plus 4. 2x minus 4, sorry.
No,
Can you
wait,
let her do
wait,
what she wants to
wait.
do?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And you have 60 more seconds, young lady.
Oh, okay.
1, 2,
Actually,
3,
She needed
Wait,
that.
please. I'm sorry. I'm so
Oh
bad
my
at
Stop talking and just focus.
Okay, let me try
So
again.
hard.
Wait.
Try again.
I'm feeling
What?
Wait.
Not negative.
Why?
Can you tell me how you got it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
We have no one to know how she got it, right?
I divided by 2.
You divide by 2.
I did 2.
So why? Yeah, your friend is asking. Your best friend in this class is asking why not divided by 2? No. Come back. You're getting it. You just need to, put yourself together, young lady. It's telling you the easiest way to do it. And you won't just trust that dude over there.
Yeah, see, I'm smart.
Okay,
To an extent.
X minus Y. Okay.
So bring this
So-
here
The plus Y.
to what? 2x now, and take 4 to the other side.
Oh, I have 4.
Isn't that what you're trying
No,
to
I told her to swap y and 4.
Okay, never mind. Go sit down.
You
Just
swapped
sit
y
down.
and 4.
Sit down.
You swap y and 4. Yeah, shit.
Professor Gabby. Alright, look. You are not doing things. They are just, it's like you are meant to go this way. You have the right thing in your mind, but you're just going the wrong direction.
No, she's going up.
You're going up. Alright, this is what he's trying to tell you. Because you were telling him 5-0 here, so you knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So why didn't you just do the same thing for yourself? 2x minus y equals 4, right?
Yeah.
It's trying to tell you to take y to the other side. So 4 plus y, 2x. Bring 4 back. 2x minus 4y. This is the trick it's telling you. So at this point, put x is equal to 0, y is equal to what?
Not -4.
If x is 0, y is -4 down here. Then I can come back here and put y is equal to 0. If y is equal to 0, 2x is equal to 4. So what is x?
2.
2. So the graph looks like that.
But, oh, so that's how you figure out the other thing.
That's why we take
Wait. That's a negative gradient. That's wrong. Isn't that? Wait. Let me see something. 2x minus y equals 4. Yeah, it's a positive gradient. Yeah, that's correct.
It's correct. That's why we've been doing everything we've been doing. I'm sorry.
Apology not accepted. Alright, listen. This is the trick. This is easier, right? This is easier. When you have x is equal to a, all you need to do is, on x-axis, look for point A and draw a line. Remember line of symmetry? During quadratic? Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. When you have x is equal to b, look for b on x-axis and draw a line. This line is x is equal to b. And what does that mean? If you have, this is x equal to 2, right? Maybe the equation is y, x is equal to 2 plus 0y, something like that. For any value of y, we don't care, x remains 2. Do you agree? For any value of y, x must always be 2. So if y is 1, x is 2. If y is 7, x is 2. If y is minus 100, x is 2. That's a straight line. Does it make sense? Similarly, for y is equal to minus 1, just go to y-axis, pick minus 1, and draw a line that cut across minus 1 on both ends. Okay? So these two are easier, but this is the one that somehow is difficult. And all you have to do is get the intercept. That's the easiest way to do it. Put x is 0, get y. Put y is 0, get x. Join the two intersect together and just extend it beyond. So I get the two intersects, and I just draw a straight line. That's the easiest way to go about it. Okay? Let's sketch one here together. Are you ready, everyone? So this is 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. Okay? I have my graph here. All I need to do is get 2 points. It doesn't have to be the intercept. But sometimes when the coefficient of x and y can divide this, use your intercept. So put x is 0. You have, this is gone, right? This will be minus 2y is equal to 6. Agree? So y is equal to what? Negative 3. So x is 0, y is negative 3. Can you see that?
Yes.
Then put y is equal to 0, then this whole thing is gone. 3x will be equal to what? 6. Then x is what? 2. It means when y is 0, x is 2. Y is 0, x 2. So I have these 2 points. I put my line, my ruler, and I just draw from this point across it. So my ruler is here, but I'm not going to draw this line, like, doesn't make sense. You extend it. A straight line, just draw once. That's how you draw a perfect graph. But of course, we don't want it to be perfect. Like, we're not looking for a perfect graph. That's why we call it a sketch. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So each time you have something like this is how you find out what a number or whatever looks like. Now, I was telling you something about not always you use intercept. What if I have 2x plus 5y is equal to 6? The moment I put x is equal to 0, now look at this now. When you put x is equal to 0, I get 5y is equal to 6, right? Maybe I wouldn't get 1.2 may not be on my graph. But of course, for a sketch, y is equal to 1.2. I know that 1.2, y is equal to 1.2 is at the top. So I can pick, it's a sketch. But on the real graph, because it's going to be divided by 6, you may want to use another number that will make you get an integer. Do you get my point? For example, 5y equals 6 minus 2x. So my y is 6 minus 2x divided by 2. Divided by 5, right? So I may want to look for a number that can make this an integer. So if my 6 minus 2x must be a multiple of 5. Okay, like make it 15, make it 20, something like that. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Just to get the whole number. But you don't have to. If it is a sketch, we all know 1.2 is at the top. That's what you care about. Basically, you want to know if your 2 points are here and here, here and here, this point and this point, or this point and this point. That's all you care about in a sketch. Do you understand my point? So in this case now, we know one of them is here. We need to figure out if the other one is here or here. If the other one is here, then the line looks like this. If the other one is here, then the line looks like that. Do you understand? So now we figure out the first one, when x is 0. Now when y is equal to 0, that's easy. 2x is equal to 6, x is what? 3. So the line must be like this. Does it make sense?
Yes.
But that's not why we are here. But we need this to understand what we are trying to achieve today. Like I told you, at the long run, where we are going with this is something called linear programming, and it has application in the real world. But without inequality, graph, knowledge, you can't do anything in linear programming. Okay? So, for today's lesson, what we are trying to do is to plot the graph of some inequalities and shade the region. Inequality does not have a specific value sometimes, but it has a range of values. For example, you say x is greater than 2. X is greater than or equal to 2. It's not just one value. There's a lot of values involved. So unlike this, we can just draw a line. In inequality, we need to shade the region involved. So for example, so look at this. For example, we have x greater than or equal to 2. Let's see the difference between that and y less than or equal to y less than negative 1. The first thing you need to do, pretend your inequality symbol is equality. If I pretend this is not greater than and I pretend it's an equal number, then I'm talking about this same question. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So you start from the knowledge of this line, which means on your xy coordinates, look for the point where x is 2. This is the point where x is 2. Because it is greater than or equal to, I'm interested in the region more than 2. Alright? But you start with the line x is equal to 2. This is my line x is equal to 2. This line itself is x is equal to 2. But where is the region greater than or equal to 2? This region. And it continues indefinitely like that. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
But watch this, and I'm going to ask you a question. Negative 1 is below, right? So let's pretend that is negative 1. Less than means below it. This is less than, below. If this was greater than, I deal with above. Less than, below. What do you think I did in the first that I didn't do in the second? Any difference? There is something I changed suddenly. The line, this was vertical, this was horizontal. Which one?
One is a solid line.
One is a solid line, and the other is a dotted line. Broken lines. Can somebody tell me why?
Because that was equal. That was
This one has equal. Let's try to imagine there's a microscope. Listen, let's try to imagine there's a magnifying glass. This is x equals 2. Please listen. On your xy coordinates, this point is x is equal to 2. Okay? Point 2 is here. There's difference between having these two. So I'm going to write this in blue, and this one will remain in red. Greater than or equal to 2 means starting from this point forward. So if I magnify it, it looks like this. But greater than 2, the reason is, if this is my x is equal to 2, if I try to trace it, it's not involved in this line. So think of it like this. This is it. My x is equal to 2 is coming from below. So if you trace it on the graph, it is not connected to this line. But the moment you shade it, it's part of it. That's the whole essence. So if 2 is not involved, the line should be a broken line, because that part is not involved. Oh, I mean for this one. But for this one, it means -1 is not involved. So this line you have drawn is actually y equals -1. But this region you have shaded is y less than -1. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Also, this line is x is equal to 2, but this region is x greater than or equal to 2. The idea is similar for this one. For greater, I tell you to shade above the line or below the line. We will look at that tomorrow. That's the whole idea. And I wanted to show you this on a software online. Okay? But unfortunately, we can't. So what we will do is, let's just look at, in question 1 in this worksheet, it's about drawing the right inequality. If you go to page 3 of the worksheet, the template is there. So you draw it here. Does it make sense? The question is here, but there's no space. It's asking you to, on the copies of the grid, the copies are on page 3. Does it make sense? And in question 2, it's telling you to write down the inequality that has been done already. So something like this or this. Does it make sense? Let me see what question. Can somebody start giving this out because of the time? I need help, please. Who wants to help us? Thank you. There is more than one inside.
Is it just one page?
Just one paper, not one page.
Or one paper per person?
Yes.
Sorry,
Can you remove, please, and pass out? Can you remove and pass out? Is anyone absent today? Just Candy? Alright, so we'll need, this is extra 2. Alex, I put one on your desk already. I still have one more. So I should have one with me. Alright, so let's start looking at that. Quiet, please. I'm not supposed to have this many. I know, candy is not for me. Did I mistakenly, what? You see, what did I do to you? What did you do to him? You need to ask for forgiveness the next time he doesn't forget you guys. Who doesn't have? Okay, 1 for Candy and 3 for good students.
Give me candy.
Okay. 2 for good students. Who are the 2 good students? Alright.
Is that what you've answered? Because I'm a good student. With that.
I said ghost student.
Oh, ghost.
Ghost. Hey, that's not what I asked you to do. Stop shading, click here.
Yeah, fine.
Look at this dude. Click here. You're shading. It doesn't say shade here. It says click it. Alright, quickly. Please use your ruler, use your pencil, should be well sharpened. Read instruction. The template for question 1 is on page 3. The template for question 3 is on the last page. And the template for question 5 is also on the last page. Okay? Alright. Exactly the way I did. Obviously. Yeah.
So the shaded part will be broken out space, right?
What?
So the area which was now is facing the side is the shaded part.
What do you mean the mouse is shitting? The alligator, whatever.
No, the alligator
Is
likes
this
the-
greater on the greater side or on the left side? That's all you need to care about. So do greater.
Shade.
Oh, that's your problem.
I don't recognize.
This is greater. Where the point is.
No, the alligator.
I don't know the alligator principle. This is greater. So where this guy is pointing towards this direction, that's greater.
Oh,
Okay?
Okay, yeah. I understand.
Use your alligator, whatever. This is. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Continue your work. Thank
The
you.
alligator is extra.
What?
No, the alligator always is to the side. Always.
If you have any outstanding worksheet to hand in, please give me.
Just the part. Yeah, my word, just the part.
Oh, one is for Justin. And I did one for myself. Okay, so there is no those students.
Why for yourself?
Yes, ma'am. No, I won't kill you.
I'll just murder you.
It's your energy, not mine. She cheated excessively. That's fine.
Are you going to kill me?
Yes, I will. Yeah, I don't want to kill her. But I want Trump to come and prosecute me, so I would rather just deal with an American. Because Trump is far away, okay? So to get to me is going to take extra work. But President Xi is over there in Beijing, so I don't want him to come immediately. Well, I can run away from your mom, unless you work for Secret Service, for FBI. You're one of them. We have a British spy among us. MI9. Wait, is MI9 like the spy group in British intelligence or what? MI16 would be Russian?
Take off the jacket. No, take off the sweater. Take off the
Because I was looking at the series and the guy is from Russia and
Take
the lady
off the
was like,
sweater.
oh, so it's MI16.
Well, MI16 might be like
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like,
Oh, maybe
how can you be so
MI say something like that. What does M mean?
Oh, how dare you insult my puppets?
What about I? We need to find out.
Okay, go and find your puppets.
Bolion.
Probably.
M is Bolion.
Okay, go and find your puppets.
Really?
Yeah. We're all intelligent.
Alright.
You and that us.
Hey, dude. Shade with, okay, is this erasable pencil?
No.
Erasable pen, I mean. Try to use erasable pen or use a pencil in case you made any blunder. If anything is cancelled and it looks so raw, I'm not going to grade it. What is that? Looks like 7, 0. Yes, sir. Mr.
You don't mind an oxymoron?
Yes, I do. So greater should be greater, not look like 7, something like that. This is not greater or equals. This is greater equals. For the professors of handwriting in my class,
Why is the line?
they know themselves.
Why is the line?
Mr. Iron Man.
What's actually wrong with that?
It's meant to be
So there's a PhD
okay, Mr. Former Iron
Oh
Man.
my god.
So this is greater equals, please, not this one. Please write clearly.
I'm obese.
Is there a special?
What?
Is Roland a special?
What do you mean? This is wrong, that's what I'm saying. Does it look like 7 and comma? But this is what he was trying to do. Okay.
What British intelligence? It's an oxymoron. Do you agree with me?
What do you mean British intelligence and oxymoron? What does that even mean? Exactly. Why would you say that?
No, I didn't say that. What are you talking about? I implied it. Oh, no,
Why would you even imply that?
Mr. Daniel, this person's calling you.
Trudy, did you hear this?
No.
What did
You
he
need to
say?
get into trouble.
What did he say?
He said British intelligence and oxymoron. Why would you even say that? How dare
Don't
you?
break my book.
I am good telling Mr. Pierce right now.
So rude.
You're so rude.
Oh my God. Take off the sweater. Yeah, take off the sweater, man.
We need to report you to MI16.
Did you just say the word sweater in a British accent? That's not even in our vocabulary.
sorry, it's 3:33.
It's actually not over, right?
What?
Yes.
Can you show me too?
No.
You finished?
Okay, what again? But this HB or 2B doesn't
Why is there an R here?
I'm busy checking
Anyway, bucket.
the region. Wait. It should be like a meaning. Read it. Let's see. I'll be right back. Ready?
There's no meaning.
Oh,
Yeah.
again.
Mom told me you said her
It's so nice. Come on. What do you mean here? It is really nice. This is the kind of picture you see in future. You're like, oh my God, thank you, Javi, for taking this picture.
Oh.